Hello, my name is Haywood, and I would like to take a minute to thank Ann DeSantis from St. Raymond Nonatus Foundation and Bill Snyder from Patchwork Heart Ministry for inviting me to the January 25 Life Summit, an important topic, life, womb to tomb. Please take a minute to watch all of the other speakers on this summit. If you're just watching mine, there's more that you could learn from the other speakers. So, the topic of my discussion today is Fraternity of St. Joseph Life Defenders Resource. So, on St. Joseph's Day in 2023, which is March 19th, our fraternity placed a resource into our faith community called FSJ Life Defenders. And how that came to be is what we're going to discuss in this talk. But why I want you to stay engaged and listen all the way through is because there's resources that we created that you could use in your own parishes. And most of all, there's a code of conduct. And it gives a guideline, a parameter in which to attend prayer vigils at abortion facilities. Very important. This information is so important. I want you to know when you go to an abortion facility or a facility like that for a prayer vigil, if you're not ready for the experience, you could find yourself compromised. And we're going to discuss that in this topic. But first, I want to give a little bit of testimony. So, I'm part of the Fraternity of St. Joseph Men's Group at St. Thomas Aquinas in Charlotte, North Carolina. What we do in our fraternity is we make sure that we protect, the same way St. Joseph would, our faith community and our families. This is important to us. So, we have a Dominican sister, Jessica, that she's in our parish, and she asked me one day, hey, I would like for the parish to have an invitation to go down to the fraternity's Life Defender prayer vigil. And I know all that's involved with prayer vigils and how it can be hostile situations. So I kind of dismissed it. Let me go into it a little further. So way before I got involved with going to the prayer vigil at La Trobe abortion facility in Charlotte, there was other men in the parish that were doing it for years, way before me. As I came into that part of the vineyard, working in the pro-life part of the vineyard as I got older, I started to witness what was going on as we were down there. And when Sister shared that she wanted to have an open invitation to the parish to attend, I was leery because I didn't want to put anybody in harm's way. And Sister leads our faith formation, religious education, and I don't want children to be put into that arena without the parents at least knowing what to expect. So what we did was this. Actually, let me go a little further. So she said it to me, I kind of dismissed her. Only because I was leery, not because of anything else. So then one day, a group of us are down at La Trobe, and we finished praying. We're gathered in fellowship afterwards, and we find each one of us around the circle that we had kept on saying, well, Sister asked me. Lo and behold, Sister asked every one of us individually. So now we put a little value into this, and we started to say, hey, look, Sister is really reaching to us. So for us to do this, we're going to have to create like a parameter, a guideline. So we tried to look for something that we could use to place into our own faith community, and we couldn't find anything. So what we did was we created our own. We reached out to pro-life organizations, groups, tried to find different resources that maybe were already in use, and we couldn't find anything that would work well at a parish level. So then what we did at the fraternity was we created one. And the need for that creation of this resource was centered on the code of conduct. Very important that you take a moment to read the code of conduct before you go down to an abortion facility. I mean, this is a need, not a want. Because if you're not prepared for the experience, you could find yourself compromised. So what we did, we spoke to many people. We spoke to our parish pastor first, Father Matthew Codd, and we shared with him what Sister was asking of us, and we asked for some guidance from him. We are blessed to have such a strong spiritual father in Father Matthew. I actually, look at the character of Father Matthew kind of like the character of Saint Joseph, where he's a just man and he's even keeled and he looks at things. He helps us all to approach things well. So we came together. We told Sister what we were doing. It took us probably 6 months to put this resource together. In this resource that I'm going to offer you later on in this talk, there is a code of conduct, which is very, very important, but more for the use. The code of conduct is something you read once or twice, but while you're down at the facilities, it gives you pro-life rosary, pro-life stations of the cross. It gives you a perimeter prayer. It gives you a way for you to create a bulletin entry in your own parish. It offers all of these resources so that you can just find value in it, put it on your own parish website the way that we have it on ours. People could go down. Let me do this. Let me explain to you what it looks like when we go down and we pray in front of Latrobe. It's 1 hour. We go from 8:30 to 9:30 on the second Saturday of every month. We put order into the way that we approach this. That's the way we do it. After that, we go to our 10 o'clock mass at our parish. It's beautiful. We get there, we gather. First thing that we do is the perimeter prayer. The second thing we do is the prayer to Saint Joseph. After the prayer to Saint Joseph, we do the pro-life rosary. So beautiful. You have to open up the resource and look at each meditation in between the 5 decades, how it's centered on pro-life. So beautiful. Then we have the pro-life stations of the cross. Again, everything centered on pro-life. You're not going to find this pretty much anywhere else in a way that you can just, in your phone, read along. And then what we do after that is we do a Divine Mercy Chaplet. And at the end of that, we have this family that has a young son who's an altar boy. He's about 9 or 10 years old. And he sings the Ave Regina. And it is amazing to experience. It's so beautiful. That's what it looks like for us. It takes an hour. Very simple. We all gather. We know what to expect. If somebody comes over to us, we do not mirror them. We reflect love. This is what is shared in that code of conduct. When we have new people that come and join us, we share with them the intent of why we're there. We're there for the sole purpose of one of Jesus's last the words on the cross: Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do. And as somebody would be in our face, yelling profanity or saying terrible things about our Blessed Mother, we intentionally say to each other before we go down there that we are going to love them for the child of God that they can be, not for the fallen humanity that they are. I want to say that again. We love these people who are in our face for the child of God that they can be, not for the fallen human that they are, misled and misguided from the causes that have become truth for them in this world. It's sad. There's also a resource we had, before we introduced this resource into our parish, we had an assembly and we had speakers come. Amazing. This is all going to be available for you at the end. But one of our speakers was Father Peter Asik from our Diocese of Charlotte. And you'll only get like a 8 or 9 minute, I think it's about 9 minutes long, the video that you could access to understand further about how to attend pro-life prayer vigils and how to use this resource that we placed. But one of the things that Father shared that you don't see in the video that I feel is very important to say is this. A lot of times when somebody comes into our prayer vigil and attacks, the person that they're attacking cannot take themselves out of that circumstance for themselves, out of that hostile environment for themselves. And it's very important for us as the faithful to recognize that and to go over and give that person a loving embrace and pull them away, actually remove them from that hostile environment in a way of love and not in a threatening manner towards the person who is threatening our brother or sister. This is how we can diffuse. We see a situation, we love past fault, we bring our brother and sister out of that situation. And when, I want you to know, it was in that, now the whole resource was built, all of us came together, we did all of this work. It wasn't until that meeting when Father shared that became a competency and awareness for me. You know, but after you hear it the first time, it's so simple, isn't it? So simple how we could see somebody in a hostile situation and think of it if it was ourselves. We can't remove ourselves. We need somebody else to do that for us. We need to recognize that. And in that video that you'll see, Father explains, unbelievable, how he's such a beautiful young priest. His heart is so pure. He shares that the only way that we can approach that prayer vigil, the only way that we can approach them, they're ready for everything to throw at us, but they're not ready for us to respond in love. And he shares a little bit of testimony how a husband and wife came down, the wife wanted an abortion, and somehow or other, one of the advocates for pro-life got her to go into one of the vans for a sonogram. And the moment that she saw her baby, everything changed. And I think the way that Father shared it in the video was saved. The way that he described that child being saved is so beautiful. You have to watch the video to see it for yourself. But and then he goes on to say that the father, that young father, knew that his child would not be aborted because there would be somebody there to help in a way that he couldn't. It's so beautiful. We get to do this. We get to share in this. We get to reach into lives and help in a way that maybe no one else in that person's family or even the spouse of that person can help. So what we do here is very important. And I encourage you to watch that short video. I encourage you to take a look at the Life Defender resource. It's on fsjjourneyman.com. That's how you could find it. Or you could go to our parish website of stacharlotte.com. St. Thomas Aquinas here in Charlotte. Very simple. If you forget fsjjourneyman.com, you could always just go to St. Thomas in Charlotte, go to the website, and you'll be able to find this resource. Very simple. But, you know, as men, we get to shoulder up and we get to do this. And then our parish sister saw the good and she asked us. And what did we do? We responded like St. Joseph. And we protected our parish family. We gave resource that could protect them. And now that resource is there for you to use as well. So, again, my name is Ray Haywood. I'm thankful for all that Ann and Bill do with putting these summits on every year. I think this is maybe the third or fourth summit that I've been a part of. If you haven't had an opportunity to look at the other summits, just search them. I'm sure they're on Patchwork Heart Ministry YouTube channel. You could find my other ones on my own YouTube channel, which is simply Ray Haywood. I have a toolbox as my, what do you call that? The picture that you see to identify the channel. So it's Ray Haywood and there's a toolbox that you could witness. That's how you know it's my channel. But I'm so thankful for the availability that I have to attend that second Saturday pro-life prayer vigil, that Life Defender prayer vigil. It's a beautiful testimony to our faith. It's a witness to others that are there. And, you know, just simply, we get to do this. It's a beautiful thing.